Hi there, my name's Louisa and today I'm going to be sharing with you some of my favourite knitting and crochet patterns for spring and summer this year. I have been doing a lot of research in the past few months trying to decide what I want to make this year, and I've come across some absolute gems. And by no means do I think that I'm going to be able to make all of these in this spring and summer, but I would love to save them for future reference. I think if you're spending months and months on a project, you don't just want this to last a season, you want this to be in your wardrobe for years and years to come, and that's definitely what I intend to do when I pick out my patterns. So, before we get stuck into this video, it would be lovely if you could leave me a little thumbs up. Let me know if you enjoyed this sort of content. If you can leave me a comment letting me know what you're currently working on, and if you have any pattern recommendations, I would love to hear them. Also, if you could go and subscribe to the channel, it really helps a little channel like me grow and just reach like-minded people like yourselves, and it would be very much appreciated. So let's get stuck in, shall we, and kick off with some knitting patterns. So I have my iPad here with me just to make it easier when I'm referring to these patterns, but I will be putting up pictures on screen throughout the video so you know what I'm talking about. So the first pattern I have here is the Fruity Slipover by the Hip Knit Shop, which is a bit of a tongue twister for me. This comes in two designs, lemon and strawberry, and these are just gorgeous. They're perfect for when the weather is a bit pants, but you want to feel bright and summery. These are just so fun and would be perfect for spring and summer. Next, we have the Gelma Shorts by Loki Bold Knit. And these are just this classic A-line pair of shorts with an elasticated waist, which I'm a big fan of. I'm all about comfort. These would be really lovely on a hot summer's day, and I think these use a DK weight yarn, and it's Drops Bell, which I'm a big fan of Drops Bell. This would just be incredible. The way that they've paired this with a tank top, it's just really simple and would be perfect for summer. Next, we have the Ogler Sweater by Petite Knit. And I know what you're thinking, this is an autumn winter pattern, Louisa. Well, I feel the cold really easily, so having a jumper on me at all times of year is very important. And I love the way that she's paired this with just a pair of jeans and some sandals. It's just classic. If you wanted to make this a bit more summery, I've seen a few people have opted for red and pink, which is gorgeous. Or alternatively, if you wanted to swap out the navy for maybe like a bright green or a royal blue, that would look really nice for summer. Next, we have the Aloe top, and I currently have this on my needles at the moment. I'll show you a little sneak swatch. I'm using some hand-dyed yarn for this project. I just love this top, and I've been banging on about this for ages. It's just a classic little crop top, which I plan on adding some additional length to, just to kind of like make it more belly button height. But I don't need to say any more. It's just perfection. Next, we have the Sailor Swift top by Kuda Fakika, and this is just a classic tank top. I have got the yarn ready to go for this project. This will be my first like knitting project that will use negative ease. Never tried that before, so I'm interested to see how that goes. I think the pattern calls for a fingering weight yarn, but I'm opting for DK. My hands just can't cope with anything smaller than a DK weight yarn. They'll be in bits. So I'm accepting the fact that my fabric might be a little bit thicker than her sample, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Next, we have Rose Knitwear, the Solo top, and I just love this vest top. It's really unusual the way that the straps are done. She has one speckly kind of version, which, don't get me wrong, is gorgeous, but I fell in love with the striped version. I think this would be a great way to use up scraps in your yarn stash. And yeah, I would really love to give this a go. It looks so bright and fun, especially the sample that she has on her website. Next, we have the Love Letter top by Kuda Fakika, and this is a lace kind of pattern, and I would love to give this a go this year. It might be a bit ambitious for me, but I've just had a bit of a stint of stockinette stitch and I just need a bit of a challenge. So I would love to give this pattern a go. I saw Woolsey by Celine made this in a red a few months ago, and she removed the bubbles from one of the sections, and I think I might do the same because I'm not really a fan of that. But yeah, I would love to give this pattern a go this year. And I think that is all the knitting patterns I have. So let's move on to crochet. So the first crochet project that I'm going to talk about is scrunchies. And I don't necessarily think you need a pattern for these, but there are a variety of free patterns available. I have made, I think Wool and the Gang have a knitted scrunchie, but you have to crochet the edges together. I've made that in a variegated yarn, and it kind of looks a bit like the Miu Miu scrunchies that were available last year. It was so bright and fun. I just think if you're feeling a bit sweaty, you just want your hair back, then having a bright fun scrunchie is just perfect for spring and summer. I really love Lepul's scrunchie. She has a free pattern on her website, which is perfect for using up scraps as well. And I also love Realm Designs. She has the Love Heart scrunchie, which is just a little bit unusual if you're looking for something a bit different. I have also these coral scrunchies. This is a yarn kit by Woven Beyond. I had enough yarn in this kit to make 2 of these scrunchies, and I swear to you, they look a bit crazy, but when you put them in your hair, like, they just save you on a greasy hair day. They are gorgeous, and the yarn, though on a bit of the pricey side, it's just really nice to crochet with. It's just got that perfect amount of bite to it. It's just very satisfying, and it just looks so cool. Yeah, moving on. Next we have Realm Designs, and there are just so many patterns on her website that I love. I think one of my favourites is the Flower Garden vest, which kind of looks like little tulips. This would be so nice over the top of a white t-shirt as she's paired it. We also have the daisy chain top, which you can make into a vest. I have heard that this is quite laborious to do flowers, but I just think it makes a classic t-shirt look a bit more interesting by just adding that additional layer on top. I think that looks really cute. And next, I've been a big fan of little bag charms. I've come across a few on Pinterest, like little cherries just dangling off a bag handle. I think I saw one with a cherry and a jammy dodger, which is just so cute. I've never tried amigurumi. I don't even know whether I'm saying that properly. I would love to try that. I've never done it before, and I'm not really a big fan of the cartoony kind of characters, and I think a bag charm would just be adorable and a perfect little summer gift for maybe friends or family. If you have any birthdays kind of coming up during those months, that would be a really cute gift to give someone as well. And the last pattern is the hexagon cardie. I bang on about hexagon cardies all the bloomin' time. This is one that I made last year out of, I think this is Yarn Smith's Pebble Haze in black and cream, and it's just gorgeous. I loved making this. A hexagon cardie is just so simple. All you have to do is, instead of working in a normal typical granny square, you're working in a hexagon shape, and when you fold that, you create an L, and if you make 2 of those, you've basically got yourself 2 arms, and you just attach them together in the center and you've got yourself a cardigan, and it's as simple as that. If you make this out of a cotton yarn, then this is just so breathable and lovely for summer. I wear this a lot to the office where the air conditioning can kind of be on full blast and I just need like a little layer to keep me kind of warm. I also love the fact that you can kind of customize it to look like whatever you want, and I've added some little kind of pom-poms to the edge of this just to give it that additional bit of detail. And yeah, if you have never made a garment before, I would highly recommend giving this a go, because it's a lot easier than you would think to be able to make a cardigan out of crochet, and you don't really need a pattern for it. All you need is to go on Pinterest and find one of the hexagon grids and just follow it and make it as large as you need to. It's just a really lovely beginner friendly project. So that's all the patterns that I have for you today. If you can let me know in the comments section if you have any pattern recommendations, I would love to hear them. If you can go and subscribe to the channel, like I said, it really helps a little channel like me grow and reach like-minded people like yourselves who love to chat about knitting and crochet. I hope you have a lovely day and we will catch up soon. Bye.